officer consultant that will be starting this off today. You'll be able to hear from Kay as well and Nico. So welcome back from a 3-day weekend to the real world of work. I don't know if you guys were off. We were off yesterday, which was super exciting. I got to spend the whole day with my kids, took them to the zoo. And Kay, I know you're in Michigan, so not rubbing it in, but it was 80 degrees yesterday. It was gorgeous. So I know it was beautiful. And if you guys,
It's really funny.
Anyways, they have this new exhibit too for there's like sharks and stingrays, and the kids get to interact and touch the stingrays. So I know most of you, I think all these agents are in DFW. So if you haven't done it yet, you should. My kids loved it. It was so fun. So back to reality and starting this morning. Let's start on the very first page. Me and Nico will be talking to you guys today, not only about our company, but about ourselves and the team that you'll be working with, and why it's important and what it has to do with you and how it can benefit you. I've actually worked with your team, Better Homes and Gardens, since spring last year. I think Lee is on here. I don't know if you guys can talk back or not or interact, but Lee's amazing. So I hope she's on here. I told her I would call her out. We started working last year. She was helping with one of my clients through REHC. It was really actually a difficult one with FHA and condo. As you know, it's just kind of a nightmare, but she's a rock star and feisty, and she got it done for the client. So when I was purchasing my home last summer, I get to work with a lot of realtors, and I only wanted Lee. I'm like, Lee, you're gonna help me because you get it done. So she's awesome. And I have great experience with working with your team so far. So what we're going to go over today, I don't want to take up a lot of your time because I know it's valuable. We'll be going over our team and how we can help you guys, a little bit about New American Funding. Obviously, you guys have a one-up on some of the people that we talked to because you're already working with us and know a little bit about our company. Talk to you. Nico's going to talk about the tools that we have, which is really incredible, and I think a huge part of why we're so successful in building our relationships between our realtors. And that all is going to be about the technology. I will go over a little bit of our products and what we can offer and what's different about it. I don't want to go into, I won't bore you with nitty-gritty details of DTI and manual underwrites or anything like that, but I do want to cover some basic things that'll really help you and know who we can help. And then I think Kay is going to wrap it up and kind of talk a little bit just exactly what our team can do and what the goal is with our team. So a little bit about myself. There you go, perfect. So my goal is going to be the direct contact, central point where borrower communication. A little bit about myself is I actually started in the finance industry straight out of college back in 2010. Worked for the #1 bank, Chase, for 8 years. Started where everybody has to start, the bottom of the totem pole as a teller. But I really grew with the company really fast. I got to see the ins and outs of a lot of the finance industry and how it works, and got to work with every walk of life, which was really important, especially with where I'm at now. I ended up working as a private client manager. So really understood the investment side of things and what is important to the borrower as far as the big decisions in life. And crazy, mortgage is literally, besides marriage, one of their biggest decisions that they're going to make. So I was just passionate about it, and I realized how passionate I was when I worked as more of the investment side. And so that's why I changed and focused on this. Why I think it's important that you know that I worked for Chase for 8 years is because I'm not a flaky loan officer. A lot of loan officers you'll see, as you know, go from shop to shop, or they're just not consistent on building that relationship with the one person or one team, and that's not who I am. I'm very dedicated and loyal to who I work with and understand the importance of building that relationship with with my realtors and my team and who I work with in my company. So that's going to be my goal. I'll be the first point of contact, kind of putting their guards down, building that trust, and really seeing what works for them. We have so many products, and that's what I'll talk about a little bit later. So we're not one box checks everybody and they fall into this category, because that's not how the real world works. Everybody is different, everybody has unique situations, and that's kind of my goal, is to get to know individually, not just a 1003 income DTI, this is it, like what's going to work for them and where they're at in life. So I will be setting up in the right product, consulting them from there, and then really just starting the groundwork of building that team and not just making the borrower the middleman. That's what I'm really passionate about, and I think Lee could testify to that. When I very first started, I realized that the borrowers having to be the middleman in between the realtor, and they don't know the terms. They don't really trust me. I'm the one that's taking their money. They trust the realtor. So I realized how important it is to be connected with the realtor and that we're a team getting this done for the borrower. So I'm really excited about that. And that's why when Nico and Kay reached out to me about this, this is really what I was trying to do on my own and my own individual business with my realtors. So Nico, I think that kind of explains a lot about me and the beginning of where I'll be touching base. Can you talk a little bit more about your side and your part in this?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kaylee. As you guys know, I am the relationship manager. So whereas Kaylee will be working one-on-one with our clients to satisfy their needs, I'm going to be working one-on-one with you guys as the agents and the realtors. Obviously, we want to make sure that you have a central point of contact into the company. So if you need anything, even if it's an evening or a weekend, I'm available for you. I make my cell phone readily available because I know you guys aren't working just 9 to 5. So you should be able to have somebody that you can contact in the off hours. That's me. I'm happy to help you guys however I can. And then also, you know, if you're working through any maybe loan challenges or, you know, just need help or have a question of some type, I'm going to, you know, jump in and make sure that that is satisfied. So it just helps a lot of time to have a direct line of communication into the company. Additionally, if you have any clients that you would like to refer to New American Funding, I'm going to be your point of contact for that as well. Let me know because I'm able to offer a $1,000 lender credit off closing costs, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's sort of it in a nutshell.
Nico, share with them just a little bit about your background in real estate so they know.
Absolutely, yeah. So I was licensed as a mortgage loan originator, but have also obtained my real estate license. So I have a good feel for both sides of the equation, the funding piece, but also what you guys do and go through on a day-to-day basis. So I get it. I get, when you have questions and challenges, I'm there for you.
All right, awesome.
Perfect. Thanks, Nico. I appreciate it. So a little bit more about New American Funding for those of you who maybe have not worked with REHC, or you have, but it's just been a one-off situation and you really haven't done a whole lot of research on New American Funding. I really encourage you to do that, actually. We have some crazy, awesome positive reviews on there. I'm skipping down, but I'll cover all of them. The 80,000 positive reviews on the internet, those are coming from very reputable sites. You can actually, I put this on the end of all of my emails to my clients and to my realtors, but NerdWallet, Credit Karma, Zillow, Yelp, all Better Business Bureau, all the main reputable places, that's where you're going to see these top reviews. Actually, when you look at NerdWallet, you'll see that not only are we the top for reviews, but we're going to be on the top there for pricing as well, which I know is not the most important thing to you guys as a realtor, but it is important. You want to make sure you're sending somebody that is your baby, your client, that we're not going to rip off on pricing or try to charge them 100,000 different discount points or different things, and then they want to switch lenders halfway through because they're frustrated over pricing, because then that's just a nightmare for everybody. And so just want you to trust that not only are we amazing reviews, but we have the pricing to back it up. So I'm just going to read it off of here because it says it personally. We're over 3,100 employees with over 250 offices nationwide and growing. It is crazy. I've been with New American Funding now for almost 2 years, which is a huge change going from Chase #1 to this growing, used to be considered a mom and pop shop because it is a husband and wife that runs the company. And they're incredible in what they're growing, but it is exciting to see the growth just in the past 2 years. We are privately owned and a direct lender for 18 years. We're licensed in 48 states, not Hawaii or New York. And then we talked about the reviews. This is what I love as a loan officer: processing, underwriting, funding, and servicing in-house. So that makes my job so easy. So when there's an issue, I have the president of processing She knows my email, I know hers. I have her extension. I can call her and be like, this is closing tomorrow. I need your help now. And they do immediately. She either answers the phone or she sends it back to me. I have the VP of the company, know him well, actually going out to corporate to visit him. I have his emails if I have to. Not that there's always issues, but it's just nice knowing that you can get answers immediately when you need it. We do all of our own underwriting. So same thing, if I have an underwriting question, I don't have to wait for 3 days in an underwriting queue just to get one email response back. Like I can literally call her, I can get an answer right away. Even before we even start the process, which I'll talk about here in a second, we can send it to underwriting. So that way there's not as much fallout later on. Funding and servicing. Servicing we do in-house. We are growing. Actually, a lot of other sources are actually asking us to do their servicing because we've had 0 complaints, which is just crazy. We do have a few products that we might outsource later, but it's about, I don't know the exact percentage, but last time I checked it was around 85–90% we keep all of our servicing. And it's in Austin, Texas, all here in the US, which is incredible. A little bit, let's see, actually, Nico, I'm gonna have you talk a little bit more about marketing, the next few slides, and then I'll go a little bit more into products.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Kaylee was mentioning, you know, we have a lot of satisfied customers and we have a lot of satisfied agents that we work with. And one of the reasons why people like New American Funding so much is because we have strong co-branded marketing materials. In other words, you know, when your client closes with us, we want them to continue to keep you top of mind for the next several years. We don't want them to move on and work with any other agent. So here's how we do that. We will put your information, your picture, your contact information, as you can see here, on their mortgage statements 4 times a year. And then additionally, we will send them your information on birthday and anniversary cards for the next 7 years with your information on that. So eventually, you know, they're going to hear from a friend or a family member, somebody who's moving, somebody who's purchasing another house, or they might be looking into buying another place. So we want them to think of you when that happens, and ultimately a lot of agents like that, you know, they can kind of do that marketing without having to actually do it themselves. So that's our co-branded marketing materials. So, and you know, as I mentioned, we're going to send them birthday and anniversary cards. We also have a huge library of postcards and door hangers, flyers, things like that for open houses that we can co-brand for you as well. All you have to do is contact me and I can send that to you. There's no charge at all. So, and additionally, while we're in process with one of your clients, we're going to continually reach out to you, make sure that you're kept in the loop, and send you not only emails, but, you know, I'll be reaching out to you by phone, you know, several times in the process just to make sure you're in the loop, but also see if you have any questions, make sure you're having a positive experience as well. So, and then some of the technology components, and I will say that, you know, in a couple of weeks we are evolving this, so we're launching our Townify app features. So GoGo Partner is what we have now, so I'll just sort of go into it at a high level. GoGo Partner is designed to make our real estate partners more relevant to the oncoming wave of millennial home buyers. We just want to give our clients a much better experience. And one of the ways that we do this is through one of the biggest features is the open house sign-in sheet. Basically, you know, instead of handing them a clipboard when they walk into your open house, you can hand them a tablet. They're able to put in their information, and then they go into your list as a prospective client. And there's a lot of features that go with that. I mean, you can go into the MLS, they can go into the MLS, pull out listings, and it also allows you to share them on social media as well. Additionally, when it comes to GoGo Home, you know, they can access virtual flyers, descriptions of the MLS, and again, they go right into your prospect module, so you'll be able to follow up with them, you know, right where they came from. It'll give you the tools, texting, emailing, to keep in touch with them. and they go into your work queue. They're your client, so the only time that they would go to us at that point is only if the borrower opts to be pre-qualified or if you push them to us yourself. So we want to make sure that that they're keeping you top of mind. And additionally, these features show you where the loan is in progress. You can go in and check how everything is going. Right in the portal. You can, look at contact information. So again, it's all catered to the next generation of home buyers, millennials. They want that one click, just, basically service at the touch of a button. So that's what we're moving toward.
Yeah, and I'll add that all of these features are free on the app. We are rolling out a 2.0, like Nico mentioned. It's going to be called Townify. That will launch next month. And along with all of these free items that you can do on the app, we are going to have another level that's going to include agent intelligence information, things that can really drive your business forward. So Nico will be in touch once that launches, kind of do some one-on-one training with agents and let you guys know, how to get signed up and how to use the features and what's included with what.
Yeah, perfect. I think Kay also is going to have a thing where they can track their current loan, right? And they'll have the updates on there. Yeah, so that's really helpful. They can just see who they referred to us, where it's at in process. It's really cool. Yeah. So Rick Arvielo is the president of the company, and I think that's one of the reasons why the company is so successful and growing so much in the day and age that we're in, because he's such a marketing guru, and really he prioritizes the realtors and making sure and understanding how important they are to us. And that's why he created this entire app, which apps are so expensive, as we know, and he still thinks it's important to make them high level. I mean, it's amazing. It's like, it's not glitchy. It's top of the line app. It's really cool. We have it for the loan officer side too, so that's why I'm really excited about it. So the next part is about the products, which is where my nerd self comes out, because I love products. And really, we have so many to offer, kind of what I was saying at the very beginning. A lot of the major lenders out there prefer to have kind of a one box fits all. Everybody falls in the category. It makes their underwriting easier, I say in quotation marks, for them, they think. But then they run into an issue where there's so many overlays, so many people that will not qualify, that should be able to qualify for a loan, but there's not a unique product for them. So that's where we come in. Even though we're growing, we still want to be that lender that can offer, if anybody can get to a house, we can get them into that house. So FHA, which everybody can offer, for really great for first-time home buyers. It's very easy to qualify. We have 3.5% down on that one. This next part, actually, which Kay, I don't know, you've gotten the update. It just came out last week, and I'm kind of nervous saying it because I'm going to get a swell of really interesting applications. But we can go down to 500 now on the FICO credit score under certain situations that we'll take a look at it and see. There's be a different percentage down, but we do offer that. And the max ratio is 56.99 on the back end debt to income ratio, which is my side. You don't have to calculate that, obviously. The next one for VA, we actually, this is incredible. I know a lot of people offer VA, but a lot of people don't realize that most lenders have a higher standard for VA as far as credit score. Almost every other lender out there is going to require 620. We will go down to a 580, and the rate is still incredible. I actually just got someone down, it's a refinance, but into the 3%, and his score is only 600, where no one else in the industry, they think they're declined if they can't get a house because their score is 617. We still can do it. So it's super exciting. I love working with VAs. It's a great program because there's no PMI, so it's really affordable. They can really do 0% down. Sellers are really apt, obviously, as you know, to help with seller credits. So they really don't have to come up with anything or very little to get into a house. And off the DTI, really we can go higher than 60%. Again, it's all individualized for the borrower. If there's a product out there, we have it for them. USDA, in the city. Obviously, we don't really deal with that a whole lot. I am licensed in 14 states, so I do use this a lot in some of my other states or some of the areas that are further north or further south in Texas, out of the city, that this would qualify for. So kind of what I was saying about others say no, we really do have every product that's out there. Bank statements, 5% down, 1-year tax returns for commission, things like that, interest-only loans, piggyback loans, physician programs, anything that you've probably seen online, we have. The really, really neat one that I've just decided that when I say just, it's been a few months, that I really wanted to dive in deep because it's so incredible is our Texas Down Payment Assistance Program. Sorry, Kay and Nico, but Texas really just knows how to do it. Like I said, I'm licensed in 14 other states. So there's other down payment assistance programs out there that sound really pretty, but nobody fits the box. So it really does nobody any good. And there's overlays, and it's just unique if we can actually get somebody to qualify for it. Texas, though, really makes it amazing. It's a huge box as far as income, purchase prices. It's individualized by the county, so it makes sense. If you're out in the boondocks, the income limit makes sense. Where if you're in the city, you're might make a little bit more, but the income goes up. So it really individualizes the county where you're at. There's no additional debt to income ratios. Most down payment assistance, you have an additional overlay where you can't max out, over 49. This is anything that passes with FHA passes with down payment assistance. So it's incredible. So you can actually get 3 to 5% down off of your closing costs, depending if we go FHA or conventional. So FHA, you get 4% down. So not only does it cover your 3.5% down, but it also covers 0.5% of your closing costs. And then if you can get seller credits or whatever, it just really makes it so much easier and not such a huge deal with these people's assets to try to get into a house. Especially if they're, going to get married or having a baby soon, that's typically when you're buying a house, and those things are expensive as well. So it just makes a lot of sense. It's also 0%. And the rates are not driven by us, it's driven by the state. They're super low right now. I actually have one for FHA. I think last week they posted, everybody can see it. I think it was 3.875 last week for down payment assistance and 0% for the extra you borrowed. It's just incredible. Texas is awesome. So anyways, I think that covers a lot of it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kay. One more thing. What we also do that helps, I was going to kind of go back to the underwriting part of it, is for our easy clients, they're W-2, no extra commission, basic everyday borrower, they have the assets, there's going to be no issues here. Those ones we can pre-approve in seconds. I'll send you the letter, no big deal. We do have, the ones that needs a little bit of extra, the down payment assistance, their credit is a little shaky. We don't just run a basic underwriting system because we know that there's other things that underwriters can catch, or that they don't qualify with our basic underwriting system, but an underwriter will approve it. So we also send them right away. We get their income documents, everything that we would need. We pre-underwrite them before you even go shopping. So that way, when you get that pre-approval letter, it's with an underwriter. They already saw everything that could possibly be seen, and they say it's okay. So you can confidently shop for this borrower with shaky credit or doesn't have a lot of assets. And when you get that purchase contract, it goes back to the exact same underwriter. It's already assigned. So it makes closing super smooth and just helps with our fallout. Our closing times are great right now. We have a great process online. I'm nervous saying this to you, but we can go under 21 days in closing, but they don't really like me to say that. But it is there. Most of ours, though, are 25 to 30 days on closing. So I think that covers a lot on my side as a loan officer. Kay, you want to go ahead and take over?
Kaylee? Kaylee? This
Yes.
is Dana. There was one question in the question box on closing time. What is your closing time on VA loans?
On VA, they're going to be the exact same. So there's no special process. I would say at least 25 days is what we like for you guys to put on a contract. That's if we have everything in, the income documents, we're ready to go. But there's no special timeline for that.
For the VAs. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Any other questions? Or Kay, you ready?
Yeah, so we just wanted to cover the fact that we have created a dedicated team just for Better Homes and Gardens. And being a part of that team not only means that you get a high-level loan officer like Kaylee, you get that relationship manager in Nico who's available anytime you have a question or a challenge or need something. But we do offer all of your clients a $1,000 closing cost credit. They can use that towards buying down their rate or just straight up closing costs. It will show up on the CD as a lender credit. And we absolutely make the clients aware that this is your agent discount. It's because you're a high-level partner. We appreciate working with solid teams and knowledgeable agents, and that's why they receive that credit. So it just makes you guys look good and have a stronger bond with that client. Anytime that you have somebody that you'd like us to take a look at, like I said, just forward it to Nico. He will be able to get it over to Kaylee, make sure that credit is assigned, and also put it on his pipeline so he can follow it through the process and make sure that we stay on track and we close on time. Does anybody else have any other questions?
I'm not seeing any in the question box, but if anybody does, just write it in there, guys.
Absolutely. We have an email box that's really easy to remember, so you can just send it to agentrelations@nafinc.com. Anytime you have a question or a need, we're here to help, and we're so excited to be partners with you guys.
Okay. We're getting comments here. So
So far, everyone's excited.
don't see any questions.
Any questions?
And don't forget, you guys, if you have a specific product or anything that you want to hand out to your clients or to, I have people who do, you know, meetings and seminars with teachers or different groups, just email us at agentrelations@nafinc.com and we'll co-brand flyers for you guys. So just know we have a huge library. So anything you're looking for, just email us, and if we don't have it, we can get marketing to put it together.
Great.
Love it.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to serving you and your clients. If you need anything going forward, just let us know, okay?
Thank you so much. Well, we're very excited, and thank you, everyone out there for joining in on this morning. I think this was helpful for all of us. I know it was helpful for me because I know that you've had such a great relationship with our agents and reputation, and I just hear good things over and over from the agents. But it's nice to be able to kind of them to put faces with names, and also that we have Nico now as the relationship manager, so you'll know when you get a call from him who you're talking to. And just thank you for sharing all the programs. It's really great, good info. So thanks again.
Awesome.
All right,
Well,
thank you
guys
guys.
have a great week.
Thank you.